We are officially live. For those listening on the restream, make sure you hit the like on your way in. But today is going to be a different type of show for me. Not to be talking about crypto, because I kind of talk about crypto all the time periodically. I got an expert on here today. But the reason this is going to be a different type of deal for me today is that my laptop died on me. My laptop died on me in the middle of the night. And I'm just winging this thing on my phone. Don't even think I did it right. I think I was live before I even knew I was live. Because it's telling me I've been live for the last 5 minutes. So I think I just been all wrong and all messed up here. Reason way it go, we're getting it in. We're making it happen. I got Lynell, who I've been hearing so much about in this space. His knowledge of crypto and all of that. So I'm glad to have this brother on, and we're about to get into it. So without further ado, let me introduce the guest, the man of the man of the hour on crypto with Lynell. What's going on,
Hello, how you doing today, Bernard Riley? How you doing today? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
man? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad to have you on. So first things first, the question I always ask a lot of people: how did you get involved in this space that we call the Black Manosphere? How long you been around? How long you been listening in on some of these conversations? Where did you find it? How did you find it? Just give us your little backstory on how you got even involved in this space.
All right. Well, I've been in the space since about 2016. Uh,
Okay, longer than me. Longer than me. You a veteran. You a
yeah,
veteran.
I first came to the space. I actually was introduced to the space by Kevin Samuels. I ran to Kevin Samuels because I was looking up cologne reviews, and at that time he was back in Oklahoma doing cologne reviews and so and other reviews on his show. And I ran into him on that, and he was offering his services at that time that he's offering now, helping men dress and become a better version of themselves. And on his shows, he would always mention someone doing an 8 hour hangout. And this was when Google Hangouts was still in effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I never went on a show or even heard of someone doing a live stream for 8 hours. To me, that was absurd. How could someone do that?
Well, I
And
agree that it's absurd, even though I've done it. But it is.
right, well, at that time,
I know through experience that it's absurd. Yes.
yeah, at that time in 2016, it was obviously somewhat different now in 2020, 2021. And he said this name a few times. He said BGS name a few times, and I didn't know who the person was, didn't know what this space was, and after some time, I searched and I found it, and I've been here since then.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Now, you you are more or less somebody who have been called an expert when it comes to this whole crypto thing. So I guess just give your backstory, then we're gonna get into it on a number of different things. There's a number of different questions I got for you, but go ahead and get into it on more or less like what how long you been involved in crypto, what got you into it.
Okay, well, I've came to crypto from the stock world. I first was introduced to finance back in 2007 through stocks, and when I first got into stocks, I couldn't figure out how people made money. Then I found out about dividend paying stocks, and ever since then, I fell in love with investing. I first heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in mid 2010s, but it was spoken about on the news via Silk Road. And the way it was spoken about, it made people put off. It made people think, oh, it was bad. It was synonymous with Silk Road. And so I didn't pay it on never mind. It didn't even sink into my mental. I just paid on never mind. I heard the stories and I brushed them off. But then I was on BGS Hangouts, and they were speaking about it, but a friend of mine, everyone, a lot of people know Mike Grizzly. He and I asked him about it because he was in it, and he was telling me, "Hey, go to Coinbase, go to CoinMarketCap, and so forth." And this was in early to mid 2017, the year of the great 2017 bull run, and I start to see the returns, and I was obviously the returns of crypto during that year was significantly higher than stocks, and
Mm,
I just dove right in. I got burned like everyone else during the 2018, 2019 decline. I just stayed. I learned more, and I learned more, and I continue to learn more.
mm. You talked about stocks. Now, one interesting thing that I did right around the same time that because I never deliberately invested into and bought any stock. There's times you have a job. Sometimes you automatically get entangled in their stuff. But as far as just actually going to buy stock, I never did that. But when I started getting into crypto, I was like, hey, I haven't been investing in the stock market or anything like that. So I started doing that, and then I pulled out from it because I bought some stock, but then I started thinking, and I heard Oheen and Mora, Male Enlightenment TV, say this too. Is like to some degree, even though you can still make money buying stock. Shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. He showed how he just spent I think a few months ago he put 10,000 on something and it grew it to 4,000. So as an example of how you can still make money on stock. However, when it comes to making some real, true, major life changing money, I heard him argue more or less that we kind of missed the boat on that one. But crypto is so young to where it's like it's the equivalent of being in 1800s, 1900s, buying stock to the point to where it's the possibility of making some life changing, buying some life changing generational wealth building stock. I mean, that when you're talking about crypto, that's sort of how he explained it. I paraphrased it and botched it, but would you agree with that assessment that with crypto getting in on it, even getting in right now, you're still scraping the ground floor of something that has super potential to grow to something great, whereas versus the stock market, it's more or less, you're going out there, you're trying different companies, you buy this, you buy some stock here, buy some stock there. It's going to be some fluctuations, but nothing major like that. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And cryptocurrency is a nascent new asset class. And because it's so new, people obviously are going to be skeptical. But as now we're seeing more and more institutions and high net worth individuals getting into it, they're somewhat Christianing it. They're somewhat validizing it. I don't think that's a specific word, but they're saying, okay, no, we're getting into it. This is a good asset class. We're making money. So yeah, I do would agree. A lot of the prices in the top tier blue chip cryptos are low, and we do hear some of the prices from analysts that say where it could go. So we're hearing that and looking at the current prices and say, well, this is pretty new. This is pretty early. We're pretty early on. We're pretty much on the first step of this asset class. Now, with all that said, that's not to say that stocks are not a good thing to invest in. That's not to say real estate is not a good thing to invest in. Cryptocurrency is the new flavor, it's the new flavor of the day. I do think it's going to be here. But again, like I said, that's not to say it's either or. It's crypto or nothing else. It's crypto, not stocks or not real estate. It's you can do both. You can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Right. Shout out to Ill Wills in the building. He said something for the collection plate this morning. I appreciate it. And also Pablo Frescobar talking junk about the last stream. it stirred up a little controversy when I had Hood Conservative come on and talk about the Trump supporters storming the Capitol, which I think I made it clear I don't support storming the Capitol. No fan of Trump, but I did vote Republican. So so there's that. But I know it was a lot said, a lot to disagree with. A lot of people came on, made some made a lot of points that I disagree with. It was some things that was said that I didn't really rock with, but overall, I rock with the sentiment that was being laid out by most of the guests, and yeah, it was an interesting show. It was an interesting show. I do understand, Pablo. I think I saw that I believe you did a stream on it. I got an announcement for it. I didn't really get a chance to listen to it. I think you did a stream talking about something related, so I will try to check that out when I get a chance. But we got to revisit that topic. I'm down with revisiting that topic because it was an interesting show. It was an interesting show. Shout out to Complex Design in the building. I see you out there. Shout out. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This stream is done kind of on the fly. I didn't get to tag it. I don't. It's I'm doing it on the cell phone because my laptop broke in the middle of the night when I was trying to set the stream up. So right when we get off, well, if Best Buy is open, I gotta go buy a laptop as soon as we get off.
Hmm.
So I think because I didn't set it up right, the algorithm probably not sending this out like it normally does. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna piece a show together either way. Gonna piece a show together either way. Hold on, I didn't even click on your super chat. Pablo says, "You know I got smoke for your retrumplican show on Friday. See you Monday morning." You said retrumplican. Yeah, I'm not the pro Trump dude. Not the pro Trump dude. What about you, Lynell? This is completely off subject, but are you conservative pro Trump or just conservative Republican? What are you?
Well, I tend to look things more from the financial aspect,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously looking at things from a person's interest. They're gonna look like they're pro whoever other people may not be pro or against. So I tend to look at things from a financial aspect, and
Mm-hmm.
if the candidate or representatives or people who are going to sit in the Senate or the House are for a financial standpoint that I'm for, then I'm more likely to vote for that person. If they are going to hurt um, my income in terms of taxes or in terms of any other legislation that may be harmful for me financially, then I'll be more apt to not vote for that person or representative.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're more than likely vote. I'm assuming you're doing well financially, and we know that Democrats are more likely to raise taxes on people that are doing well financially. So I think you indirectly stated where you normally vote for, but we'll move on from there.
Yeah, because it's not cut and dry. It's not
Yeah,
cut and dry all the time. So
right.
you know, you can receive a lot of arrows if you say, "Well, I vote for this person," and not explain why.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I understand that completely. And no, Pablo, I'm not walking away. The only part where I was saying there was some things I disagreed with was when they were getting they were getting in the realm where I consider it to be conspiracy theory land. You know, there are people that call it a pandemic. With the whole they making us wear a mask now just to try to see what little steps of control they could take so they could try to implement the next phase of I don't know, of whatever kind of, whatever kind of system of control they're going to do next, because it's
Yeah,
all about trying to control the people that yeah, I've always stated firm that when it comes to that, um yeah, I don't go that far. I don't ride with that. But far as just, the conservatism of it all, I'm with that. But I don't go. I don't go to conspiracy land, even though people have made some good points. Little Big Data's made this point before that a conspiracy, it's an actual thing. Like people, if I don't know, Fantastic has said people go to jail over conspiracy charges, or if a group of people conspire to do something, it was a conspiracy. But that's different from when someone has no evidence of something, but they
Mhm.
believe that this is the thing that's going on, and then they plug in what they think. That's different. When people do that
Yeah,
without the evidence, I don't particularly like that. But overall, I agree with the conservative views that were spoken. But it was a great stream, great stream. I ain't walking backwards from nothing that I normally stand on. But you ain't never heard me go for a tinfoil hat. I don't do that, and there was some things that would sort of fall in that category. So there's that. Black Church says, but says Bernard, the roundup has begun for all traders. Oh, okay, okay, all right, there we go. We go, we go in there. We go in there. All right, back to the interview. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in. By the way, like to thank everybody. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's talk about because we talk about how getting in early. I've heard arguments floated out there that more or less with Bitcoin, or that it's being bought. People are buying it now, but they're buying it at an all-time high, and they probably shouldn't. I've heard somebody make that argument. What's your position on that one? These.
yeah. So right now we're in blue sky territory. There's no price action. If you one were to look at the charts, there's no price action in the past for Bitcoin to the left that will coordinate. Okay, where could price go to? What could be a historical support resistance? Every high we make is an all-time high. And
Mm-hmm.
it is hard to justify getting into Bitcoin at these all-time highs because what can happen is we can see wild swings because we're in price discovery land. So with Bitcoin at these 40,000, 39,000 highs, we're no longer looking at, oh, the next psychological price to reach is 41,000. No, we're looking at the next psychological price to reach as at 45,000, then 50,000, then 60,000. So the higher you go in price, the higher the jumps and the higher the pullbacks will be. Just a few days ago, we had a $3,000 pullback. We had $3,000 pullbacks a few times because we're at these high prices. And I juxtaposed that to Berkshire Hathaway stock. Berkshire Hathaway stock is 260, close to 300 some $1,000. So let's say if it's at $275,000, you're not saying, oh, the next price target is $276,000. You're saying the next price target is $300,000. So the higher the asset will go, the higher the swings will go, and it's normal. So it is hard to justify getting into Bitcoin right now. On one hand, that is, it is hard to justify getting into Bitcoin right now at these new all-time highs. We're in blue sky territory. We don't necessarily know where the price is going to go because um, this is new. On the other hand, if you're looking to hold, excuse me, if you're looking to hold Bitcoin for the long term, then it doesn't matter when you get in. I understand people may want to get in at an absolute low or an absolute dip in price or an absolute this or an absolute that. Well, if you're not a technical analysis person or a technical analysis trader, it's hard to quantify what is the absolute this or what is the absolute that. If you were to get into Tesla, and Tesla just made Elon Musk the richest man in the world, flipping Jeff Bezos at the moment. Well, if you were to get into Tesla, if
Wait,
it
hold on. Time out. Where is that number at? Real quick. I could Google it, but I figure since I got you here, might as well just go ahead and ask you real quick.
oh, no problem.
Where's that number at when he said he's the you said he's the richest man in the world? What's the how much money? I mean, how much is he worth right now?
Well, if I were to look, I think it has to be over 130 something billion because
Okay.
Jeff, say again.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, because Jeff Bezos net worth is about 130 something billion. So if I were to look it up right now, it's at $209 billion.
Damn.
Right. And that's because he holds a significant a significant amount of stock in Tesla. And Tesla, since it's I think he had a 4-to-1 stock split or a 5-to-1 stock split in December.
Mm,
But since then it's been up a significant percentage amount. Right now, it's trading at around $880. So, because he holds a significant amount of stock in Tesla, his net worth is tied to Tesla and these and other companies that he holds interest in, such as SpaceX, such as the Boring Company, such as Neuralink. So he just surpassed Jeff Bezos. And so if you were to get into Tesla, you know, or Apple or some of these trillion-dollar companies such as Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, Amazon is trading at $3,000. Let's say it go down to $2,900. Would a person be as upset because they got into Amazon at a significant high and it dipped $200-300, opposed to if they were to get into Bitcoin, if it's at 39,000, 40,000, and it dips to $35,000? Would they be as upset? Both stock or shares in that respective stock or coin went down, but would that person be as upset and as Bitcoin went down as opposed to Amazon going down? So listen, nothing goes up high, no price in any asset goes up forever. No price in any asset goes down forever or sideways forever. It oscillates up and down. So you have to understand that. And when you get into something, you have to understand it oscillates up and down.
mm, yeah. Yeah. What coins? Well, I don't want to get you into suggesting coins, but let's talk about XRP
Hmm.
because there's a lot going on with XRP, right? When you go on Coinbase, there's an alert. They're telling you that they're going to stop trading on that. What's happening with that? Because that's a coin that a lot of people look at as one of those dark horse coins that it's not very expensive. You should put something on it or whatever. But just go ahead and speak on that one. What's your thoughts on that? What's going on with XRP? A lot of people go on Coinbase. They see that and
Yeah.
yeah. So just explain that one to the.
So XRP is a lightning rod. Ripple, the company, is a lightning rod. When people first get into the cryptocurrency space, they hear about cypherpunk or libertarianism movement, and people have to understand where that came from. It's a whole history behind that I'm not going to get into, but there were previous iterations of a cryptocurrency before Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the one that stayed. Bitcoin is the one that got it right. And so when people get into the cryptocurrency space, they hear, oh, XRP is a bankster's coin. It was made by the banks for the banks. That's not true. The people who worked on XRP were some of the developers that came from the Bitcoin development team. One most notably is a guy named David Schwartz. He has a YouTube channel and a Twitter handle. He was one of the main developers that came from the Bitcoin team, and he came over to the XRP team, to work on XRP, and he'd been on XRP since the early teens, um, like 2011, 2012, if I'm not mistaken, early. I won't say 2012, 2012 time frame. So some of the people that came from the Bitcoin team, some went to XRP, some went to Ethereum, some went to Cardano, and some of these other top tier cryptocurrencies that's been in the game for a little while. XRP's use case is they're going to allow people, institutions, governments, businesses, high net worth individuals to move money across the world faster and cheaper than the current standard. The current standard of moving money across the world is known as the SWIFT system. SWIFT stands for Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. That's how people move money across the world. Banks, countries, institutions, high net worth individuals, businesses, and so forth and so forth. If anyone excuse me, if anyone sent money via MoneyGram, as the traveling brothers call people that send money to they girls back in other countries, Western Union poppies, MoneyGram poppies, they use the SWIFT system.
Wait,
And
hold on, wait. They sending so much money back overseas to that they got a name for it.
yeah,
They they said you said MoneyGram what?
yeah. If you look at some of the Passport Brothers channels, they say some guys that go down to the Dominican Republic, Colombia, or any other country across overseas, and they'll meet these girls, and they'll come back home to America, and the girls be asking for money, so they'll send money back at home, and sometimes on around payday, the 1st to 15th, or 2nd and 16th, you'll see a line of people at a Western Union, and they nickname these guys that send money to these girls Western Union poppies because they obviously they getting got. But if you
Wow.
right, I know it's funny. It's funny. It's a whole backstory behind that. But if you were to send money via these services, it costs. The more money you send, the more of a fee you're going to pay. They're using the SWIFT system where it's going to transfer from bank to bank to bank in order to des- get from the place it's sent from to its destination. And every bank is going to take their cut. So not only is it costly to send money, and it's going to take some time for that money to get there because it's jumping from bank to bank to bank. So what XRP's use case, one of its use cases, its main use case as of right now, is for people in the world to send remittances, to send money via trade, anything. If you're sending money around the world, you can use the XRP ODL, on demand liquidity system, to send that money almost instantaneously and with very little fees. So I'll give you an example. Right now, via the SWIFT system, and the SWIFT system is used by America to help sanction countries such as your Iran, such as your North Koreas, your Russias, Venezuelas, Argentinas. It's America's bat to pressure sanctions on countries, because they can say, whoever send money to this country via the SWIFT system, we're going to penalize you too. So it's America's bet in the financial world, So now have a system that can operate outside of that, and anyone can use freely. So if you're sending, let's say, big round psychological number, $1 billion overseas, well, with the SWIFT system, you're going to pay a significant, hefty amount of fees to send that money. But with XRP's on-demand liquidity system, ODS, short for ODL, you can send that $1 billion at a fraction of the fees, and also in a short amount of time, and also on a weekend, and also on a holiday. It can get there within an hour, within the day, within a few hours. So now you have XRP, the token, and Ripple, the company, two separate entities there. Ripple, the company, controls the code, and they control the expansion of that system of Ripple. If the company, well, expansion of the system of XRP, if the company Ripple were to stop operating, then that XRP system will still be in existence.
Mm.
So you don't, well, not you specifically, but Ripple don't own the system in terms of they control everything. They just control the upgrading of the system. They just control the expansion of the use case of the system, the use case of the XRP system. So what's going on now is the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, has put a lawsuit against Ripple because they say, hey, you've been selling an unregistered security for 6 or 7 years, and we're suing you now. So now you have a situation where a lot of investors are scared. The SEC suing them, and rightfully so. That people, investors are would be scared if investors were to invest in stocks and this were to happen, they'd be scared also. But this is not the first occurrence of the SEC suing a cryptocurrency firm for an unregistered security. It happened plenty of times back in 2020 where they sued Vertasium, where they sued Ken, where they sued EOS, and a few other cryptocurrency firms. This is the latest one. But because XRP and Ripple is such a lightning rod, it's the one that's garnering a lot of news. SEC even sued Telegram because they were going to issue a token. But because XRP slash Ripple is such a lightning rod, it's such a as what it is, they're garnering a lot of attention. So now you have people on both sides saying, hey, SEC, why did it take you 6, 7 years to sue or put a lawsuit on Ripple? And also Ripple's CEO, his name is Brad Garlinghouse. He has even come out and said that they have tried countless of times to uh, be compliant with the SEC, to settle with the SEC, even before something like this came out. Ripple's board of directors is loaded with people who have ties with the U.S. government, who has ties with FinCEN, who has ties with the SEC, and it's kind of like, what's going on? What are the particulars in this lawsuit that the SEC is leveling against Ripple? So that's what's going on right now with the SEC v. Ripple, and there's going to be a virtual pre-trial in February next month. So hopefully we'll get some more information as information comes out. And
Uh,
also you all can subscribe to my show, Crypto with Lynell, and I'll keep you all up to date because that's all I talk about on that daily. It's
Yeah,
crypto.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to subscribe to Lynell on that. Somebody, when I did another show, and this speaks to what Wealthy Firefighter is talking about. When I did another show on crypto, everybody was asking me, "Is there somebody who only talks about crypto?" Um, and that's how I first really started hearing out, finding out about Lynell. Well, I would hear his name periodically when I'm hanging around, crypto gang. I'm not over at I guess I'm a part of the crypto gang. I'm new to the party though, so I don't
Mhm.
always claim it, but I'm a part of it. I'm a part of it. But so I'm new to the party over there. But yeah, I would always hear Lynell's name over there. Then when I did a stream with Oheen on this, Lynell's name was mentioned multiple times. They was actually dropping a link in the chat then, if I'm not mistaken, because somebody was asking the question, how does he is there a channel that focuses on that strictly? And that brings me to what Wealthy Firefighter is saying. He said, I appreciate these business streams. It's a damn shame brothers don't show up for this sort of content. Judge Zilla fired back and said, I shouldn't say fired back, but fired with him and said, just prove most men don't want solutions. They just want to bitch. I disagree because when me and Oheen did a similar show, no, the crowd was there. We got that video is sitting there with over 3,000 total views. And I think we had anywhere from 250 to 275 people watching it live. Now there is an art to doing it, and I wasn't able to do the art and work the magic because I didn't have my laptop. My laptop completely died on me. I got to go buy a laptop as soon as Best Buy open, or a new computer as soon as Best Buy open. So I wasn't able to do the magic, wasn't able to tag the video, wasn't able to create a thumbnail. And factors like that do affect the audience as well as coming on an odd day on a Sunday where nobody knew that I was coming on, and I wasn't able to do the pre-show magic to get to get the best possible turnout. So yes, it's true that sometimes the numbers dip on some business streams, but sometimes they don't, because I've done plenty of strictly business streams and strictly political streams and did the same numbers, or in some cases better numbers. So we're not going to charge the brothers up with not wanting the information, because the last time I did a stream like this with Oheen, I can name at least 15 people that told me they bought crypto for the first time, and we had a really big audience. So brothers do appreciate this. We're not going to charge them up. Yes, it's a lot of effery that goes on in this space, but it's also a lot of good information. The manosphere has probably created more truckers. More people
Yeah.
have gotten focused on getting into picking up a trade, some type of skilled trade of some sort, and now it's creating a lot of brothers who are investing their money in crypto. So let's not charge brothers up. We're just wanting to complain about women. A lot of that goes on here, but this space is bigger than that. This space is bigger than that. So shout out to Lynell and everybody bringing a different, and now we don't even say a different perspective, but just adding more value to the space in terms of the information that they're giving, like this today. I'm looking at your channel right now. I'm reading thumbnails on your channel. It says, I see where it says Bitcoin liquidity crisis.
Yeah.
What is that about? What is that about right there?
Okay. So my channel, this is my second channel. My first channel was terminated by YouTube. Why specifically? Why I had over 855 videos on there, and
Mm-hmm.
I was had that channel since 2019, and I had a large archive, but it was terminated. So I only had a few videos on there. It was terminated on Christmas actually. So that really hurt me. That really hurt me. So I'm rebuilding my channel back up. So um to answer, I hope you don't mind. Answer a super chat. Smooth said,
Oh
since,
yeah. Oh
because we
my
was
bad.
on,
I missed it.
yeah,
Hold on. Let me
because
highlight it. There you go. Go ahead and
yeah,
answer it.
because we was on XRP, and I just want to tie that up before we get to the Bitcoin liquidity crisis. He says, "Where can I buy XRP? I'll sub if you know." Now, I'm going to take it as a challenge. This question as a challenge, and it's fine because I want people to challenge me with questions because if that's how I can teach. If I'm able to explain in a coherent and concise manner, I know that that instills in me that I know the material. So hey, keep the questions coming. I appreciate it. Thank you, Smooth. I appreciate it. So you can buy XRP at a few exchanges right now. Right now, there's been a plethora of exchanges that are delisting XRP because they don't want to be labeled a securities exchange. Because if they have a security, an asset that's labeled a security on their exchange, then they will have to register with the SEC and the appropriate financial government entities. So since they don't want to do that, then you're finding a lot of exchanges delisting XRP, such as Coinbase and so forth. But some exchanges are not delisting XRP because they're simply saying, "Hey, we don't know what the outcome of this lawsuit is going to be. We don't want to jump the broom, well, you know, jump the horse too quickly." And the SEC says, well, XRP is not a security, so we just delist it for nothing. But what you can do is you can go to, I like to use livecoinwatch.com, but you can do
Mm-hmm.
this with coinmarketcap.com. If you click on a security, well, not security, it got me saying security. If you click on a coin, that that market will tell you what exchanges you can purchase that coin on. So with XRP, you can purchase on Bitrue. Bitrue is an exchange that's tailored to XRP. You can still purchase it on Kraken, which is a US exchange. You can purchase it on KuCoin. You can purchase it on Uphold. So now that I answered your question, Smooth, I will be looking for you to subscribe to my channel, and I shout out all my new subscribers at the beginning of my show. But to answer your question, Bernard, about the Bitcoin liquidity crisis, since 2017, I want to give a shout out to Dollar Will. That's my mentor on technical analysis. I see him just joined in. I want to give a shout out to him. He's teaching me how to do technical analysis. I've been successful so far. So with the Bitcoin liquidity crisis in 2017, the great 2017 bull run was driven more from a retail investor standpoint. A retail investor is to find just a person such as you and I, mere mortals, who are not an institution, who are not a country, who are not, yeah, basically that, a business. So there was driven by ordinary people. This current bull run is widely known to be driven by institutions, by companies, by businesses, by hedge funds, by countries, by high net worth individuals, family offices. so forth and so forth and so forth. Because of that, they have more money to put into the space, and because they have more money to put into the space, they're able to buy more Bitcoin. There's only about 4 million at the most Bitcoin available to be purchased. Now, everyone knows Bitcoin has a finite supply of 21 million. There's about 18.5 million Bitcoin of the 21 million that has already been mined and put into circulation for people to buy, sell. Of that 18.5 million, like I just said, only 4 million is able to be purchased. So you have 14 million that's either been bought, put on cold storage wallets, or 6 million that's estimated to be 6 million that have been lost forever. So you don't have enough. You don't have. We're seeing that less and less Bitcoin is in circulation that's able to be bought by anyone who's coming to the space, no matter if you're a country, business, person, retail investor, to come into the space and buy. And there's only about 1,000 Bitcoin that's mined newly per day. So we're looking at a situation where, as more and more companies, more and more countries, more and more deep-pocketed individuals, and anyone that's coming to the space, because you have to remember, this is a worldwide asset class. It's not just relegated to America; it's worldwide. So as more and more of any entity, body, person come to the space and purchase more and more Bitcoin, they're taking however much that they purchase off of the table to be available to be purchased. So now you're going to run into a scarcity situation. If something is scarce, the price goes up. It's just simply the supply and demand. So now we're looking at a situation. You have firms out there. They're called, um, lack of a better term here, snooping firms, where they search and they what's the word I'm looking for here? They analyze the blockchains and analyze the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies to see how much is actually out there. They can tell, okay, this wallet owns this much, this wallet owns that much. They say, well, wait a minute, it's not too many Bitcoin out there to be purchased. So now, you look, as I say, you're looking at a situation where the supply of Bitcoin is going to dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, and it's estimated, or not estimated, it's thought what could happen is, as more and more companies and institutions come to the space, they could start actually going straight to the miners and buying Bitcoin from the miners, or who's ever mining, getting the chance to forge another block of information on Bitcoin's blockchain, and their reward is 6.5 or 6.25 Bitcoin. They could actually buy the Bitcoin straight from the miner. So the Bitcoin may not never even hit the exchange to buy for retail investors or anyone who purchased Bitcoin from exchanges. So we could be looking at a uh, supply crisis, and that's what I spoke about in that video.
Right on. Shout out to Lamont Davis. Appreciate the super chat. And Snuggles came through with a super chat. Snuggles 668. I'm done even asking you to change the name. I've accepted it. I've embraced it. Snuggles. That's what he going with. Okay. Can anyone explain people's fear when it comes to Bitcoin, XRP, the blockchain? What do they all mean? We kind of touched on that. I guess maybe you can elaborate on that, because there is a certain amount of trepidation that some people have.
Yeah.
A lot of brothers don't realize that this is something that could change the game, And I'm new to the party. I'm new to the party. I didn't have a fear of it. I just was asleep. Shout out to Oheen and Mora. I wasn't awake, but I'll just go ahead and
Yeah.
say that. Um,
Well,
so so yeah, so go ahead and speak to that fear of it.
well, it's a learning curve. You know,
Yes.
it is. I admit, everyone. If to be honest, I'll be frank with you. If someone don't admit it's a learning curve for anyone that's getting into the space, you have to look out for that person lying to you. everyone that got into the space, Ty City, me, you, Mike Grizzly, Ohim, Solo TV, everyone that got into the space, they had to learn like, what is this blockchain? I don't understand what a blockchain, what Bitcoin? Is this fake? Is this, or what you would normally hear, is this a Ponzi scheme? You know, so they have to learn, and that learning curve can be, especially for me when I first got into it, it wasn't as many people talking about it. It was 6 months, but now you have more and more people. Say again.
No, what I was saying, as far as that learning curve, I still don't know. It's so much stuff I don't know. Like you've lost me at least 3 times today. Like it's
Oh,
still stuff. It's still stuff I don't know. But it was just as simple as I started out. I just put $20 on it just to watch it and see what it did. And I was like, okay, I see how that work. I see how when it goes up, the numbers fluctuate that much, and then I start plugging in bigger numbers and did the same little equation. Like, okay, that $20 I put in, had I put in $1,000, it would have been this much. It would have been so I just it was just playing around with it, and then eventually I added $50 to it, and then another then eventually after about a week or so I got comfortable. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put 1,000 on it, and then I put a little more on it. So on Bitcoin I got like a total of $1,800 on it. So I'm still at the early learning phase of it. But when I put that $1,800 that I got on it total, it's already grown to $700. So
yep.
now I'm going back doing the math. Like, ooh, if I would have put in 1,800 a year ago, I'm doing the math on that. Or if I would have put 5,000 on it a year ago, or if I would have put 5,000 on it at the time that I put 1,800 on it. I'm so with me, I'm just at the simple early doing the math stage on what would have happened. And I do want you to hold your thought because Ty City, the resident hater, is in the building. Hold on. Let me go in and mess with Ty City for a little bit. He says, God bless you, all time high buyers. I do want you to finish your point that you was on, but I don't necessarily understand, and then maybe Ty City could come up a little bit later and explain himself. I don't understand him saying that because I'm like, I bought in, it was a little under 30,000. Now it's at 40,000. That's a profit. If it goes to like if the person who sit there and say, "Oh, it's at 40,000. I can't buy it at 40,000. That's too high." Well, that person got $3,000 sitting in his bank account, and if Bitcoin go to, I think somebody said by the end of this year it's supposed to, it's predicted to be 200,000 by the end of this year. Well, that person gonna feel stupid if they didn't put that $3,000 on it,
Hmm.
and buy it at 40,000. They're going to feel stupid because that $3,000 would, if it go to 200,000, they're going to profit comfortably over $10,000 if my quick math is right.
Hmm.
So it's silly. It's silly to not want to put something on it just because it's at its highest. You can kick yourself and you can bang your head against the wall for missing the wave when it could have made you some possibly life changing money.
Hmm.
But you can't tell me that somebody putting $5,000 to $10,000 on it right now, and if it goes to 500,000, which that's what the Winklevi are predicting, if it goes all the way up there, then that $10,000 you sitting on like 80,000. I'm doing random math in my head, so I don't see how I don't get the logic behind somebody who's criticizing people buying at an all-time high because it's always going to be an all-time high. But I had to address the resident hater. Ty City
So,
stay hating. No
so,
matter no matter what the subject is, he hating. Bitcoin, he
so,
hating. Go ahead.
this is what Ty City's saying. We're at all-time highs. Ty City, me, Ty City, and a few other people been talking about Bitcoin for years. And we were
Right.
here in March of last year when Bitcoin was at 3,900, $4,000. And
Mm-hmm.
not too many people were checking for it right now because not only was the crypto market down, but the whole financial investment stock system was down, and no one was checking for it at that time. But because no one was checking for it at that time, and we were, that was when to get in. That was when that was the absolute low we spoke about earlier in the show.
Hmm.
That was the absolute low. That was when everybody should have been jumping in the pool. That was when everybody should have been getting a part, getting their mimosas and getting their
Yeah.
martinis and sitting in the back. As I say, standing loafers and sitting on L-shaped sofas. That was when everybody should have been doing it. But now it's at $40,000. It's kind of hard to justify getting in it because it went up so much in 10 months because we were there in the beginning. We were there when it was $44,000 and even before. So when people ask us, should I get in it? What we are taking, excuse me, what we are taking in is also this. Yes, but if it goes down, you're going to blame us. Yes,
Hmm.
you should get in it, but if you are risk averse, you're gonna blame us and throw dirt on our name. When we were telling you to get into it when it was $4,000, when it was $3,000, when in 2018 when it was $2,800, you should have got in it then, but you didn't listen to us. But now that it's $40,000, and I do hear and read the same articles that people say or people refer to when they say, "Oh, Chase says it's going to be $300,000 by the end of 2021." Oh, J.P. Morgan says it's going to be $164,000. These high astronomical numbers that when people see, they get these dollar signs in their eyes and they break out the calculator. I hear and read those same stories too. So when we say yes, you should get in it, we are we walk on thin ice when we say that because like I say, I'm gonna continue to say this, it's hard to justify because me personally, I come from a technical analysis standpoint. Yes, if you're in it for the long term, then yeah, get in it. But if you just want to make a quick 5 Gs and you don't and you get in it and you don't do that, you're gonna blame me.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where I'm coming from.
Yeah. It's not. Bitcoin is not get rich quick scheme status right now. Like no, that's a fair argument. If somebody is trying to flip it into a get rich quick scheme, no, it's a. I'm just looking at it like this. If at the end of this year, could I use it in let's just say I don't know what it would have to go to for me to profit. I don't know $10,000, but I've run the numbers. That's feasibly possible. Could I use an extra $10,000 at the end of the year? Yes. It's other smaller coins that aren't worth that much that I got to put my money on if I want to, in hope that they do something remotely similar to what Bitcoin is doing. And then I'm in a situation where now I'm in early. Now I'm looking at some money that could, potentially be some life changing money if some smaller coin just take off. So that's where you got to be at with it if you're thinking, really really deep on that long term life changing money. It's possible you may need to consider, other coins, but Bitcoin is still in the game. It's the one that they predicting it. I heard somebody say they're predicting it to be over 200,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I've heard all kinds of stuff. The Winklevoss twins, those are the people that Mark Zuckerberg, I'm using air quotes, stole Facebook from. They're Bitcoin millionaires or Bitcoin billionaires right now, if I'm not mistaken. They're predicting things, but of course they would. I mean, they're heavily invested in it, so they want more people to get in it. So
Now,
there's that.
now let me approach it from this standpoint. Well, to touch on the on Winklevi, they own a crypto exchange called Gemini, and at one point in time, they put in a couple $100,000 in Bitcoin. It was like $10, so they own a significant amount of Bitcoin. But let me approach the money aspect in terms of people getting into it from this standpoint. Bitcoin was $4,000 10 months ago when in March. It doubled in price in less than a month from it reached $20,000 on December 15, 16, and now it's at $40,000 as we talk. So a person may say, "What's at $40,000? Man, I could have got into it when it was $4,000 in March. Well, they may say now, well, I still got $4,000, but instead of me putting that into Bitcoin, I can put it into Ethereum or XRP and get a whole bunch of coins. I can put it into Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, and still get a big ROI as if a bigger return as if I would have put that $4,000 and bought me a one whole Bitcoin back in March. And they do that. So now you're looking at two things. People want a whole of something, a whole Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people can't afford a whole Bitcoin, but they can afford a few holes of Ethereum, a few holes of XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, or whatever. So now they're looking at that, and that's a human psychological thing that's real. And then you're looking at, I want all this money. If Bitcoin can do that in 10 months, you got all these analysts and people that are in the crypto space saying that it's going to be. I think all the people who are saying it's going these price predictions, they're saying it's going to be over $100,000 easy. That's what they're saying. I'm not saying that. That's what they're saying. All these price predictions are over is over $100,000. So now you're looking at people that's saying, well, I'm gonna put $4,000. I'll say $4,000 because Bitcoin's $4,000 10 months ago. I'm gonna put $4,000 in Ethereum, Cardano, Litecoin, whatever. They're gonna put their money in, and if it can do the numbers Bitcoin did, then by the end of the year, I should have this much amount of money. Well, that's a personal choice. I'm not here to tell you to do that or not to do that.
Right.
I'm here to speak logic and say you need to understand prices can go up and prices can go down. If you're willing to put that much amount of money in it, you need to accept the risk that it could go down. Because if I'm not gonna say what I own, because what tends to happen is people, well, Lynell own this, so it must be good. I'm gonna get it and it go down, then you be blaming me. Nah, I'm not gonna put my foot in that fire. I'm just here to give you the daily cryptocurrency news and insights. We're here to see what trends are going on. We're here to see what these big institutional investors are investing in, and we're here to learn and teach what the cryptocurrency space is, what a blockchain is, what a ledger is, and all these other things.
Right on. And speaking of all of that, that risk factor, wealthy firefighter, I can't even talk. The wealthy firefighter is back in the building with a super chat. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. He says, what factors could cause Bitcoin to crash again? And I see some other super chats down there. I'm not going to lose them because I'm doing this on my cell phone. For those that don't know, my laptop crashed. I'm going to be hitting up Best Buy to buy a laptop as soon as we get off the air. But or might buy just a computer. I don't know. I'm gonna gotta buy something because, but so I'm doing this on my cell phone. But one benefit to doing this is that it's easier for me to keep up with all the incoming chatter, so I can see all your super chats, and they don't scroll up as fast. I'm not going to lose them, so I'm not going to lose your super chats. I do see a few people see Lamont Davis super chat and somebody else, so I won't be losing them. So so go ahead, Lionel, answer that question right there. What factors could cause Bitcoin to crash again?
Well, the factor that can cause, well, the main factor that can cause Bitcoin to crash, I'm gonna approach it from two standpoints. A fundamental aspect is people selling it. Um, these assets, stocks, crypto, whatever, are about about buyers and sellers. Someone's buying what someone's selling, and someone's selling and buying. So if a group of people, institutions, whatever, buys sells Bitcoin at once, where you have more bears in the market than bulls, then you're going to get the price of Bitcoin go down precipitously. Now, uh, from a technical analysis standpoint, we've had bearish momentum. We've had bearish divergence, meaning the chart, technical terms, the chart showing that the price of Bitcoin should go down. And it didn't play out too well because there were more buyers in the market than sellers. So now we have a market that show, and that happened a few times, multiple times. So now we have a situation where it's more buyers in the market than sellers, and it's a buyer's. It's essentially, I'll say it 3 times. Essentially, a buyer's market, and also um, dollar strength. The dollar is weak. When you look up BTC on the chart, it's BTC USD. It's the Bitcoin versus the dollar. And because the dollar strength is declining, is going down, then the strength of Bitcoin is going up. So if the strength of the dollar goes up, then it would, in that logic, say Bitcoin will go down. Now, when I say Bitcoin goes down, I'm not saying Bitcoin will go down to $4,000. It can dip down a couple $1,000s, but still stay within this high range price. That doesn't mean that, oh, the dollar going up, so Bitcoin going to zero. No, it could just simply stop rising like a skyrocket. That's all I'm saying. So those are the two ways, in my opinion, the price of Bitcoin could crash. And I see Lamont Davis say, "Where do you see Bitcoin in 10 years?" It's hard for me to
Well,
say.
real quick before we
Go ahead.
get to oh wait, oh yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, answer that one. Answer that one. I thought you was going all the way to the new super chat by Lord Commander, but yeah, no, definitely answer that. And shout out to Black Men being brutally honest. Appreciate the $5 super chat. But oh yeah, go ahead and answer Lamont Davis. My bad. I got out of order. There you go. You
Yeah.
got it.
So in 10 years, obviously I see that question is coming from, yeah, we hope Bitcoin will be higher than it is now 10 years. 10 years ago, Bitcoin was a few dollars. In 2011, Bitcoin was a few dollars, 10, 12, $15. Obviously, it's well high and above what it was 10 years ago. So hopefully 10 years from now will be higher. I'm not I'm not a I don't have a crystal ball that looks that far in the future in terms of prices because anything can happen. I understand we have hype in the space where people say Bitcoin will be here, Bitcoin will be there at the end of the year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. I come from People have to understand I approach this from a technical analysis point of view. So if you believe what analysts are saying, Winklevi, Max Kaiser, Stanley Druckenmiller, Mark Cuban, all these guys say where Bitcoin can be from 10 years from now, then, play a ride on their words. Ride on their words.
All right, we got a good one going on here right now with Lord Commander. Okay, he says, why are people talking about why are people only talking about going up? Bitcoin doubled in a month. It also lost 80% of its value in like 3 months. Bitcoin is an LTR play. Too much hype. What's your thoughts on that one?
LTR, is this short for later play? Oh,
So let us know what you mean in the chat by LTR.
yeah. So, uh, an everyday investor, I would say I believe an everyday investor is a long-term investor. It's a long-term. I think he means a long-term play. Is a long-term investor, long-term play. So if you are in it for the long-term definition meaning it's you're holding something for no less than 1 year, then it doesn't matter what Bitcoin is going to be in June or July. If you're holding it for no less than 1 year. Long-term relationship. Oh yeah, it's so. But if you're trying to day trade it, yeah, you will want to know or try to predict where it's going to be within a few days or a few months. But yeah,
Real quick, I caught myself trying to play around, kind of day trading a little bit just with some other coins. Like I bought a coin that was, slowly starting to move up. I bought it. Just that I put it because on Coinbase I'm limited because I only can, it's a $300 max
Hmm.
that I can spend on it. And for whatever reason, when I try to get my bank account set up to it or my credit union where all my money at, they won't let it get I don't know, they don't acknowledge my little local credit union. So I don't know if I gotta switch over to a different bank, one of the banks that's listed, like Bank of America, Chase Bank, and all of that. So I don't know. I gotta figure that one out. So I was like, okay, I put 300 on Ethereum because that was all I was able to put from Coinbase, and then when I was able to put $50 more, I was like, dang, I only could do $50. But I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to day trade around with this $50. So I put $50 on something, and it kind of shot up, and then I saw it, shoot down. So I was like, dang, let me just try that on something. So when I shot back to 50, I was like, okay, let me transfer this over to something else. And it shot up, and I was like, I'm good at guessing them. So when that 50 shot up, and then I was looking at, like it was like it grew to like $65 or something or $70. So I was like, okay, I made $20 real quick. Let me take that 70 and put it on something else. Now that this one is stabilized, let me just put that 70 on something else, and then that shit dropped down.
Right.
It dropped down so fast. So I was like, nah, this ain't no day trading thing. I can't I can't go day by day with this. I thought I could because I bet on two horses and they both went up. But then when I said, okay, let me try to put that on something else, and yeah, it didn't work. They went right down. So I was like, no, this ain't a day trade quick turnover gamble thing. This is put it on there and let it sit type of deal. So I just wanted to throw that little 2 cents on there for the people who think they can get in and start trying to day trade with it. Is that's a you're playing a loser's game in my estimation. But
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Trying to day trade crypto. If you don't have any experience doing trading, day trading or swing trading, come into it doing it with crypto. I suggest you go to forex because crypto moves fast, and you're trying to learn something in a fast moving market. You, yeah, I wouldn't advise that.
Well, hold on. I do want to dig more into his question, but he posted something else. He said people like, oh, he ain't talking about making 5K in a day. To me, that's just luck. If you believe in Bitcoin, just buy and hold and expect. Hold on, buy, hold, and expect to hold for 5 to 10 years. I don't know why you would bring up Oheen on that because Oheen is the one who says put money on it, and I think he says put money on it and let it sit. Even if it dropped down, put more money on it and let it sit. Even when he make like a little, he have a good day where he may be up, $2,000 in one day. He says literally heard him say to him, that's nothing. He's waiting for the long term, the life changing money. So no, he's not. You depicted Oheen like he talking about this like it's a get rich quick scheme. No, it's a he's long term investing with this. That's most people who are in it are talking about it from that perspective. So you're trying to make it seem like brothers are just trying to hurry. Let me hurry up and throw 5,000 on this, and then it's going to profit me 5,000 in a week. Like no, you find very few people talking like that. Most people are looking at this from a long term perspective. So I don't. It's like you're straw manning people right now, from my estimation. That's not what's going on, but he did say something in that super chat. I see Fantastic down in the building. I want to dig into what he's talking. I haven't even read it yet, but I'm sure it's interesting. Um, One thing that he said Bitcoin doubled in 1 month. It also lost 80% of its value. Did you touch on that?
Uh, 80% of his value. I think he's talking about when in 2017, Bitcoin topped $20,000 in 2017, and it lost 80% of its value over the course of 2018. Uh, 3 months. I don't think 3 months. I don't think Bitcoin lost its value, 80% of its value in the course of 3 months. It was in the course of a year. Um, but since then, it's been since 2018. To be honest, it's just been going up, up, and up in terms of making lower high or higher lows. And obviously, since December, it broke its 20,000 level. But like he said, long term, if you're in stocks, if you were invest in cryptocurrency like you would invest in stocks. If you invest
Exactly.
in stocks for the long term, do it in cryptocurrency. And this is my thesis, man. Yeah, there you're going to see a lot more. Listen, you're going to see a lot more people come into the stock world and say they're professionals in stocks. Well, not stocks, but crypto, professional in crypto. Um, they know what they're doing. That well, they know what they're talking about. They know this and that, and they know that, and they're going to feed you a spoon full of you can get rich quick, you can make a lot of money, and that's going to bring a lot of emotion out of you because they're gonna make you feel like, oh, since you didn't get in early, you ain't got all this cash I got, but if you invest in this, you can make $1 million. Listen, in the environment that we're living in right now, even if you make enough money in cryptocurrency to pay off a credit card, and this is my thesis, I'm going to continue to always say this, even if you make enough money in crypto or make enough returns in crypto to pay off a credit card, a loan, to pay off a couple parking tickets, to excuse me, to be able to put money on the changing of that air conditioner, to get your car fixed, that is money you may not have gotten just by doing something else. Even if you make enough returns in cryptocurrency to put a dent in the bills you have, to put a dent in that child support, to put a dent in that credit card bill that you had to uh, max out your credit card because of what's going on. Even if you make enough returns to wipe your debt slate clean, in the environment that we're living in, you will be ahead of millions and millions of people. You don't necessarily have to make enough money to buy that Bentley Continental, to buy that Rolls Royce um, truck,
Hmm.
to buy that Lamborghini. It would be nice. We all admit it would be nice, but if you make enough money to,
Wait, hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out.
Mhm.
Did somebody hide Lord Command? Oh wait, no. Lord Commander hid somebody. Oh my bad. I thought somebody hid Lord Commander, and I was about to trip on that. Why y'all hiding somebody who we in the middle of a super chat dialogue with? Okay,
So
so
even
Alonzo Hall got hit for saying Lionel is the real deal when he is telling y'all how it ain't easy, but it's possible. What the hell did that get hit for? Risk tolerance, like Bernard said, he lost $70 and was like, "What the people like that should not be involved in investing." I that wasn't worthy of hiding the brother. He didn't understand what I was saying. I said, anybody who's been listening know that I put a larger amount of money on other coins and I'm letting it sit for the long term. But I had like an extra $70 or $50 to play with, so I was like, let me just playfully play around with day trading on some $50 that I don't care to lose, and just see how it go, and then see how it turns out when I you know if I could day trade and turn that $50 into $200 in a week, then that would have me like, dang, I would have, if I was day trading with 5,000, I would have made 20. That was just playful, just for fun. I recommend people doing that just for fun. You can go on Weeble, I think it's called, yeah, Weeble,
yeah, we
and
boost.
you could put you could like basically do it with Monopoly money, what I call it, and play around with stocks and see what happened if I put this much on it and watch it. That's what I was talking about. So if you interpreted that, you could say people like Bernard said he lost 70 and was like, what the hell? Well, no, that's not what happened. I'm not worried about losing $70. I got close to 2,000 on Bitcoin. Is just sitting there, and it's profited $700. So I'm looking at it, and if I profited $700 in less than 2 weeks, hey, hopefully it keeps going steady like that, or fluctuates up and down. And then over the course of 3 years, if I don't touch it, yeah, that's going to be a nice little chunk of money. Possibly $20,000, depending on how much it grows. So I'm about the long term thing. I think some people are kind of being ignorant with this, and that's why I wanted to really focus on Lord Commander's comment that's up there on the screen, because he's saying Bitcoin is a long term play. it's too much hype. Yes, people understand that it's a long-term play, and brothers should be hype about long-term investments. So it's not too much hype. It's the proper amount of hype. We should be hype about long-term investments. So that's what I'm not understanding. It's like no, it's like I don't want to even get into that. How
I think
black people in delayed gratification, they don't understand it. Some of them, but I think what most people get that it's a long term play. It's a long term thing. Unhide somebody, unhide the brother that got hit though. By the way, somebody unhide him. I don't even know how to do it.
I think
But
we
somebody,
should.
okay, thank you, fantastic for unhiding them. But I just want to make that point very clear is that yes, we understand that this is a long term situation. I'm looking at 3 years, 4 years, five, possibly 5 years down the road being in a better position. But you can still look at incremental returns month by month, week by week, and or year by year, if but it'll be in increments. But yeah, we get that it's long term, and we should get hype about that. It's a lot of millionaires and billionaires who took to this from a long term perspective. You don't get rich overnight. You sometimes, in many cases, you don't make $1,000 overnight in most cases. So I don't get why people excuse me are looking at it as if people who are getting excited about Bitcoin are on some get rich, like this isn't a get rich quick scheme, multi-level marketing seminar where somebody is telling us that if we sign up for this and we get 5 people to get 5 people, we're gonna be rich and drive a Cadillac. Like, no, that's not what's happening here. This is a long term investment situation. But
Yeah,
we can't speak to the immediate returns that you will get because, like I said, 2 weeks ago, I invested close to $2,000. I'm already up $700. That's a return. That's good. I can live with that. If it just increases $500 a month for the next year, that's good. I can live with that. That's more money than what I was making. So that's where we at with it. But you can go ahead and get I mean, you go ahead. You kept trying to jump in and say something, so go ahead, Lynell. You got it.
yeah. I was gonna say. I think we should highlight the long term, and because there's a lot of hype. I do agree with Lord Commander. There's a lot of hype, and justably so. When something goes up this much, 10x in 10 months, it's like 1x per month. It's justably a lot of hype, but we should highlight the long term aspect of it. And there's other ways to get exposure to Bitcoin without actually holding Bitcoin. I know PayPal is in the space. PayPal allows people to purchase Bitcoin on their app, but they don't allow you to take the Bitcoin off. So you get exposure to Bitcoin via that way. And if a person is accustomed to purchasing stock, such as from your E Trades, your Charles Schwab's, TD Ameritrade, and so forth and so forth. There's a company called Grayscale, and they have something called a Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, where you can purchase Bitcoin via them via stock, and that's how some companies are getting exposure to Bitcoin is purchasing stock via Grayscale and getting exposure to Bitcoin. So one company, I can't forget the name of them, I should bring it up, but one company they quote unquote hold 36,000 Bitcoin, but they hold that 36,000 Bitcoin via Grayscale in their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, ticker symbol GBTC. So so for each stock in Grayscale that you purchase, you get exposure to a small fraction of Bitcoin. So they hold about 600,000 shares of this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and they hold enough to equal to they hold enough to equal 36,000 Bitcoin. So that's how companies are getting exposure to Bitcoin, and you can do that too if you go on these brokerage places and type in GBTC. You can get exposure to Bitcoin via that way, and it goes. And they have the same thing for Ethereum. The ticker symbol is ETHE. They have the same thing for Litecoin. Their ticker symbol is LTCN. They have the same thing for Bitcoin Cash. I forgot the ticker symbol for Bitcoin Cash, but there's a number of ways for people to get exposure to Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin without actually holding Bitcoin. But if you do want to hold Bitcoin, then we can also talk about that too. But there's numerous ways, and there's going to be a plethora of other ways to get exposure to Bitcoin and its cryptocurrency in the future as more and more companies come into it and more adoption gets adopted.
All right, Mr. Fantastic in the building. Finally getting this super chat. He says, shout out to Lynell for being completely transparent and contextual. It's only good. I don't know about that only, but he says it's only good for those who got in early stocks and smaller. Only for those good for those who got in early. I think he's supposed to be a period right there. I think he's moving on. He's saying stocks and smaller crypto make more money. Go ahead and expand on that. I mean, we talked about that earlier in the show. How a smaller crypto could very well make more money. But
Yeah.
let's focus on that the part where he says it's only good for those who got in early. Do you agree with that?
So early is somewhat relative. The absolute low was, and last year was $4,000, or I wasn't in the space in 2012 when Bitcoin was $10. But when I got into the space in 2017, I wasn't like, well, I didn't get in at $10, so let me not get into the space. Well, I would have missed out on Bitcoin low in 2018. I would have missed out on Bitcoin low in 2019 and 2020. So now we're in a space where Bitcoin is at 39,740,000 dollars. And what if these analysts that we all hear, their predictions are correct, and Bitcoin goes goes ham and goes up to these high prices over $100,000? Well, then we'll be looking back and like, and well, at that point, new people will be coming to the manosphere and like, well, man, I ain't get in when there was $40,000, so why should I get in now? So low is relative, but I do understand where people want to get in at the absolute low when prices are low and they can get the most ROI or the most return as they can. I do understand that, but that should not negate people from getting to the space, period. Should not get into the space at all.
Right. He responded. He says money/profit ratio is what I'm referring to, but
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah.
And I hear you on that, fantastic. But the reality is, if somebody put $5,000 on Bitcoin right now, and then a year from now, it's worth $120,000, they would wish that they would have put that 5,000 on it. And it's going to be somebody watching it at 100,000 saying, "Ah, man, this is worth 100,000. I can't." And I would definitely understand that. But in the event that it grow to 200,000, like some people predicting, yeah, he probably going to wish he did put something on it. But so I think it's in a place where people can still put something on Bitcoin, but don't sleep on the smaller. Don't sleep
Yeah.
on the smaller coins,
Like
because
Ethereum,
that's where it's at too.
like
But I'll go ahead.
Ethereum, Ethereum was at $100 last year. In 1 year, it increased 817%. It's at $1,307. There are some price predictions on where Ethereum can go. Would I not get in it right now? It's at $1,300 currently as we speak. Would other people not get in it, knowing that they hear these other analysts talk about where Ethereum price could be a year, 2 or 5 years from now? So it depends. Some people can afford one whole Ethereum or two whole Ethereums. It depends. It depends. Well, what about Cardano? Cardano increased 300%. Bitcoin Cash increased. So no, Cardano increased 700, 800% within 1 year. So it
When I was put it like this, when I was doing my first a little me and Oheen talked, one on one behind the scenes about this when he was showing me the ropes and everything. Ethereum was at I think 700. That was a little over 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Yep, I'm about to put 700 on that, buy a whole coin." or whatever. By the time I finally got everything set up within that week, it
It
had
went up.
already hit over $1,000.
It went up. It went up on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it went up $1,100. So and then like I talked about before, the problem with my Coinbase account, how I only could do 300 at a time. I bought my Bitcoin through Cash App, so I'm able to put more on that. That's how I got 2,000 on that. But but so had I acted a little quicker and got Ethereum right at 700 and it's almost at 1,400, that's already would have been doubled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like brothers shouldn't be saying only you shouldn't be hesitant on this, even if you have to understand that yes, it's a long term thing. Somebody predicted, I forgot who it is, I forgot how they calculated it, but Oheen was playing a video of I think that was one of the Winklevoss twins that was talking about Ethereum may very well hit 78,000. So right now, while you can possibly own a whole coin at around 7,000, okay. Even if in 5 years, if you cash out that investment or however it worked, you cash out that investment and you profit 70,000 over a 5 year investment or however long it take to get there, that's a win. We just got to start thinking long term. Be smart, understand where you're putting it, but yes, these are long term investments. Now, if you do this long enough and you get invested in as much stuff, you may be like Oheen, where at any given moment he may wake up in some small coin that he had $5,000 sitting on. I think he had 5,000 sitting on Funfair, and then it just skyrocketed and then he woke up and made $30,000. Like, so yes, if it may be possible you could get to that point someday, but start small and just put something on it and just sit back, put your feet up, just keep an eye on it, but just watch it grow. Even if it's growing slow, watch it grow. It's like this isn't get rich quick. This is in taking your time investing. But
Yeah. Yeah. I
oh, go
think.
ahead.
I think has not being hesitant is the correct uh words that you said. We shouldn't be hesitant in doing it. We should think, like I said, highlight long term in the hype, highlight the long term word and a long term thought and a long term aspect in what's going on. And I do agree. And I do agree with fantastic in the percentage of return is important for people. People want to receive that return. But like I said before, even if you make enough return to shake off a bill or to get something that need to be fixed, hey man, you already won. Let that be the first step in terms of rating the return that you get, instead of let that first step be, oh man, I can go to Colombia real quick and live for a year. That's kind of high. That's kind of high. You know, as long as you shake off a few bills. Some people paying month to month on a cell phone, in terms of you just bought a new cell phone and you paying the extra $30 on your bill because you got that new cell phone. Even if you make enough money to pay that whole phone off and a few other things, oh man, that's money freed up. That's what 3 times 12 is $360. That $360 freed up a year. And it's documented that people who have less financial stress in their life live longer. So even if you make enough return to free up financial stress in your life, you won, literally won in the long term by being able to live a longer and healthier life.
All right. Shout out to Fantastic for the other one. I didn't read this one, but we de facto addressed it already. But he says, no, that's because I think he's talking about Oheen. Got in, where is it at? That's because he got in when Bitcoin was below 10K and has multiple coins. That's the context people never give. People with the multiple coins are the first making bank. Yep. Everyone else is making fractions. Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah, hold on. Hold up. All right, yeah. No, yeah, it's truth in that. That's why some brothers need to temper their expectations of just waking up to a $10,000 profit. No, that's not likely right out the gate, but you will get returns. You will get returns. Diversify your portfolio, have your certain coins. I mean, this is what they suggest. Um, put something on Bitcoin, something on Ethereum, and then you got your bases covered when you do that. You got your bases covered when you do that, and then the smaller coins that you think it might do something, you can play around with those. But better to have something on it as opposed to nothing on it. But
Yeah.
no, I agree. It's not a fast paced get rich quick scheme. But see, this is the thing that a lot of brothers need to understand. If Oheen was investing in this 4 years ago, he wasn't seeing profits like he's seeing now 4 years ago. You know, so at the time, it was a long term investment, but now it's a wake up in the morning and I'm up $2,000 type of deal. So that's what it can turn into. That's what we gotta get in the mindset of. Even if you never get all the way there like that, you still, long as you're seeing profit, long as you're seeing increase on money that would be sitting in your savings collecting dust,
and
you might as well have it growing, might as well have it working for you. Um,
and look at it like this.
Go ahead.
Bitcoin Bitcoin and Ethereum is 82% of the cryptocurrency market cap. 82% of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it would be wise to put money in those two. Even if a person put money into lower price coins that have a possibility of going up, that's fine. That's fine. But it would be wise to put some money in Bitcoin and Ethereum because they eat up so much of the market cap. And to better break that down, let's say if Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon was 82% of the market cap of the stocks. Yeah, cool. Yeah. You may want to put some money in the MasterCard, Nvidia, Walt Disney, but it would be wise to put money into Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon because they command so much of that stock world. So it would just be wise to put money in the Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not saying don't put money into XLM or don't put money in the EOS or Monero. I'm just saying it would be wise to put money in the top tier cryptos that command so much of that market cap.
hmm Shout out to Dr. Low IQ in the building. Says much respect to Lynell and brother Bernard. This is the content brothers need. Absolutely. Um, let me back up. Let me back on up and find. Got a few super chats. I'm behind on the super chats, but I'm not harder to lose them like I always do. Because okay, here we go. He says, does Lionel expect a correction or bubble in the crypto market? Thank you for the super chat.
We could see correction. We've been seeing corrections all along this. We've been seeing $3,000 corrections all along this rise. Before Bitcoin touched 19,500, before it broke out 20,000, we seen a $3,000 correction back down to 16,500, but then it broke out $20,000 when excuse me, wow, when Bitcoin hit 34,000, we seen a correction back down to 33,000, and we seen a $3,000 correction then. Bitcoin went up to $40,000, so we could see corrections. And my thing is, the higher we go in price, the larger the swings because the price is so high, the larger the swing. So we could hit $40,000 and then go back down to 36,000. We could hit 45, $50,000. And if these analysts who say Bitcoin price can go over $100,000, let's say I think one of them was like 164,000. I think that was JP Morgan. What if Bitcoin hits 164,000 and it goes back down to 150,000? Yes, that's a large correction, but it's at 150,000. So it's like What if it goes to 164 and goes down to 130,000? Yes, that's a large correction, but it's still at $130,000.
Hmm. Right on. Let's see. Oh, Darth Low IQ. He says, "What's Lionel's opinion about cold storage, hardware, software, and paper wallets?"
Also, cold storage is uh, the definitions to those are, I'll say the definitions for those for people to understand what we mean by these cold storage, warm storage, hot wallet. Uh, so cold storage is a where you put your crypto, and wherever you put your crypto, it has no access to the internet. That's the definition of a cold storage wallet. It has no access to the internet. Hot storage wallet is it has access to the internet. By those two definitions, warm storage is where you put your crypto and it has somewhat access to the internet. An example of cold storage is a hardware device such as Ledger Nano or a Trezor. I mean, I saw someone that said they have a EliPal hard storage, uh, uh, tangible hard storage, something tangible you can hold in your hand. You can put your crypto. Those are examples of cold storage where you put your crypto on there and it has no access to the internet, and it's in your sock drawer, it's in your wallet, it's in your junk drawer, it's in the back of your closet, somewhere you know where it's at, where you can go and you know take it off and look at it or whatnot. An example of a hot wallet is you may have an app on your phone that you store some of your crypto. I do not suggest people putting their entire net worth on a crypto app on your phone. I say putting crypto on your phone is tantamount to pocket change. When you go out, you may want to buy something, on your way out, Red Bull or whatever. You may want to stop off at 7-Eleven, get you a burrito on the way back home. I would say wherever, however much money you keep in your pocket, like physical cash, keep that amount of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general on your phone. Don't keep your entire net worth. Another example of a hot wallet is keeping your money on exchanges. An example of hot wallet slash warm wallet would be the Exodus wallet, Exodus.io. They have a very good user interface. Some people use that to store a lot of their crypto on because it's so user friendly. It's so straightforward. It's so easily used. It's so easy on the eye. They use that. That's an example of a warm wallet where they will put their crypto on that, and then they'll use another computer, download the Exodus wallet, put it on their computer, put their crypto on the Exodus wallet because it's an application, it's a desktop application, and turn that computer off. And the computer has no access to the internet until they turn that computer back on. That would be a definition of a warm wallet.
Hmm. Darth Low IQ in the building. And once again, he says, "I had 5 Ethereum and lost two of them, transferring them to a Ledger Nano." Explain exactly. Yeah, see, that's getting into a realm where I'm. What is he talking? Explain what he's talking about there.
So when you send money from, let's say, oh, I was going to say, instead of using Coinbase, you can also use Binance.us. They allow U.S. customers, so you may have easier way to purchasing crypto via Binance.us. But let's go with Binance.us. You go to Binance.us, go on and buy some Ethereum, and you want to transfer the Ethereum to, like you say, his Ledger Nano. There's an address that you would put into Binance.us to tell them, hey, this is where I want to send my Ethereum to. If you get that address wrong, you can lose your crypto. So it's good practice whenever you send your crypto to anywhere. You double check the address, double check the few letters, and send a test amount. I do this to this day. Let's say I have one Ethereum, and I'll send a fraction. You don't have to send a whole Ethereum at once. You can send a fraction. Make sure that everything is clear. you receive that Ethereum to where you want to send it, and then you send the whole amount. That's just good practice. Good practice. So you can lose your crypto. Mainly, what happens when people lose their crypto, they
Forgot the password when
yeah,
they
forgot the password on something. They're not paying attention. I've done that a few times where, you excited, you hype, you trying to get some money to some place real quick, and then you put the wrong information in there. Now you lost it. It's like, but that's why I say it's good practice to send a small amount first, because just in case you put the wrong information, you only lost a dollar or two. So there's our ways people can lose their crypto. Mainly it's because you lose your password, or you trying to get fancy and put in a hard password, a thick password, and you forget it, or you don't do, you put the wrong address in.
right. Alonzo Hall in the building with the super chat. He says, I work on only commission, so donations don't come easy for me. And you don't got to explain all that, brother. Any donations, any contributions to the show in any way, shape, or form is well appreciated over here. I ain't tripping on that. I ain't tripping on that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Even if you're just coming through hitting the like button, appreciate y'all too. Ain't no thing. I'm a capitalist. I like the money, but yeah, don't be feeling no type of way. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. But we here talking about ways to get it. That's what we're talking about here. I want to see everybody growing and doing better and coming up. Um,
I would like to address.
you had mentioned Lynell yesterday something about 7-Eleven. You just running into 7-Eleven to grab a burrito, man. You got too much money to be buying 7-Eleven burritos, man. Come on now, you can't be. You supposed to been. I'm off to 7-Eleven burritos, and I ain't rolling like you.
No, I don't have a 7-Eleven around me. I just use it because that's one of the main stores. If I would have said, I don't know what's like a local truck stop, everybody may not have that in their area. I just chose 7-Eleven because everyone's familiar with it. And I want to address some Nemesis Enforcer. He was saying show receipts, show receipts. So, what does a person that talks about crypto showing receipts of the money they made do? So, let's say I show receipts and I say, well, I made money in crypto, I made this much money. Does that then enforcing you, well, I can get in it because he made money, I can get in it. He showed me he made money. I want to do, is that what that does? You want people to show receipts of them making money. Does that put a light of fire under you to then get into crypto? So that means I'm not going to get into something unless someone showed me that they made money investing in something. I want to what that does. That's what I want to know.
Well, let me just cut through that like this. If Lionel was up here saying, "Hey, I've made $100,000 on crypto, and you can too. All you got to do is buy my course for 3 easy payments of $39.99, and it will show you how to make $100,000 in 1 month too." If he was up here doing that, then yeah, okay, I would understand. He ain't he don't profit anything from teaching brothers how to do crypto, how to invest in crypto and the odds and ends and all. He's not making any money by doing this. He's here just on some genuine helping brothers out. So that's some nonsense on that show receipts, show receipts. That's not. Come on now. Come on now. We gotta do better. Let's think better. Let's think critically about what's going on here. Cryptocurrency is another thing that's moving and going, and a lot of people are investing in it. A lot of people are getting money off of it. Brothers always late to the party when it comes to stuff like this, myself included, because I'm late to the party. I'm just now getting into it, a little over 2 weeks ago. So yeah, so we need to. So this is information. Like, come on, don't make it seem like he trying to sell you something. He's giving information. Do with it what you please. But Jerry T in the building says, "What is the best way to take profit but still keep your coins?" Good question.
Take profit but still keep your coins. If you want to take profit, you're going to have to sell. So there's ways, there's decentralized finance where people lend their coins out and earn interest, if that's what he's talking about. But if you want to take profit, you have to sell a portion of your coins. But like I said, there's ways people can get into DeFi, such as Celsius, Nexo, Crypto.com, and these are DeFi projects I'm talking about. Not, I'm not any. It's not that I'm not in any of them. These are the ones that I know of where people can lend their coins out to earn interest on their coins.
All right. Um, I'm seeing more, trying to find some other super chats in here. Let's see, let's see. I think Lord Commander came back through with another one. Another one. There we go. All right. He says, is it possible to short crypto? Healthy market.
Yeah, there are platforms out there, not a lot, but there are some platforms that allow you to short crypto. None come to my mind so far. It was one, I can't think of the name. It's hiding behind the trees, but not a lot allow you to short Bitcoin. You can short Bitcoin though via futures contracts. So you will have to go on on a platform that allow you to do futures contracts and short Bitcoin via a futures contract via trading.
Okay. Michael Ross says, excellent conversation, gentlemen. Thank you for the super chat, Michael Ross. Appreciate that. Lord Commander back in there with another one. He says, can you short crypto? Creates healthy markets.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I think. Wait a minute. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Okay, he asked damn near the same question twice. He said it's possible to short crypto healthy markets, and then he asked the same question again in a different way and made me think I was in the twilight zone. Okay, you short crypto. Okay, got you, got you, got you. I thought I was tripping.
Yeah,
All
because it
right.
produces more liquid. Shorting allows more liquidity into the markets. Yeah, so that's
Mhm.
what he mean by healthy markets.
Right on, right on. Speaking of receipts, oh, he ain't be showing receipts actually. So now that I think about that, he's shown the screen of his phone and what he has made.
Yeah, and showing
Uh,
receipts. I'm not up here trying to get anyone's money. So the showing receipts part doesn't apply to what I'm talking about. I'm just answering questions for people who may have questions, who for people who may have wonder how to do this, how to do that, what's this, how to get into the crypto market. So me showing receipts would mean me showing going logging on to Binance and showing you how to create an account. But showing receipts in terms of how much I made, I'm not trying to tell people to, hey man, give me your money, I can help you do this. Or this is how much money I made, just trust me with your money. I'm not doing that. So I'm just literally here to let you know what's going on. So I don't see how showing receipts apply to me.
right on. Actually, you want to take some live? Well, yeah. Do you want to take some live questions?
No problem, man. No, hey, no problem.
Okay, I'm trying to, because I'm doing this on my phone, which is why this whole show is weird to begin with for me, because I'm struggling here doing it on my phone. But hate that I had to do it on my phone. But let's see if I could even figure out how to properly drop the link while doing this on my. Okay, that's right there. That should be good to go. Links in the chat. Anybody want to come on up? There you go. There you have it. Link is in the chat.
I like Ill Will's. Ill Will's cool, man. He say, look at a live coin watch. That's your receipts. He's true. It's
Yeah.
true. These coins went up 800%. That's you like you said, you missed out on Ethereum when it was $700, and then all of a sudden you look up, you sneezed, and it was at 1,200. You like, what in the heck?
Yeah.
So that's it right there. That's your receipts. I'm not saying something obscure. I'm not saying that. Oh, I I do trade. I do technical analysis, but I'm not up here talking and preaching about that. I'm just saying, hey man, this is what it is. I've been in the cryptocurrency space, and on my channel, my tagline is cryptocurrency news and insights. And what I do, I read 5 to 6 articles per show of the most pertinent news that come out in the cryptocurrency space, and we go over that and we talk about that, and we find and talking about these articles, we notice trends. We notice that, okay, all these countries going to central bank digital currencies. What's going up with that? What's going on about that? I'm not up here talking about, oh man, I made a gang of cash, man. I secured the bag, man. Then I can understand people saying, well, show me receipts. Nah, I talk about, hey man, Square just got into the PayPal just got into the crypto game. Show receipts. It's the article. That's the receipts right there.
Right. Yeah, it's some weird logic going on there. Weird logic going on there. But the link in the chat, anybody want to come up for some questions, comments, or whatever. Whatever. The link is in the chat. Nobody coming up. We can potentially wrap this bad boy up if nobody's coming up for questions, but the link is in the chat for you. Um, Ernest Priester in the building says I would listen to the Winklevoss twins. They own enough Bitcoin to determine its direction. Skepticism is understood, but listen when you don't know.
Mm.
Right on, right
Yeah,
on.
and they took the money from the settlement of Facebook and parlayed a percentage of that into Bitcoin when it was, and Ethereum also when it was at a low price. So essentially, yeah, they lost out on the Facebook money train, but you know, this is a good consolation prize to be honest. They own a crypto exchange and have a significant amount of money invested into it.
Hmm. Lord Commander in the building. He says, sometimes once you have missed out, you have just missed out. The growth opportunities start to go away. That's why companies struggle for growth once they reach a certain point. Uh, I mean, I still don't. Okay, I mean, I disagree. Excuse me. Coronavirus? No, but I disagree, man. I don't think it need to be like I'm not saying that you're being on some doom and gloom stuff, Lord Commander. Yes, when it comes to Bitcoin, I missed out when it was $5,000. I missed it. I don't got a silver DeLorean to go back in time to invest some money. So yes, I missed that. Okay? But in the event that it goes to 200,000, I didn't miss it when it was at 30,000, because 30,000 sound like pennies if it's up at 200,000. Like, come on. So that's why I don't like you putting it out there that brothers have missed out. Like why you're discouraging? At the end of the day, you're discouraging black men from investing. So that's why I don't get that energy at all. At the end of the day, you're discouraging black men from investing. Now, if this was being sold like a get rich quick scheme, then yeah, the brothers need to modify and adjust their expectations. That part is true. That part is absolutely true. But as far as just the overall aspect of investing money on something that you can see it's growing, you can see it's increasing in value. You could run the numbers on, if I put X amount of dollars down, if I put $4,000 down, divide that by if it goes to 55,000, and then, oh, no, you divide, no, you okay, hold on. You put you can divide, if you put $5,000 down, divide that by what it's selling for right now, and then multiply that by if it goes to $55,000, and you can see, my 4,000 will grow to X amount. if it does that, and you can see it's trending in that direction. Yes, it's a safe investment to just to put something on it. It's always some risk, but to discourage brothers from doing that is just silly. It's silly, and that's where I'm at with that. We closing in on the two. Oh shoot, we got guests. We got guests. My bad. My bad. We got Black Torch. Who else we got? My man, Fantastic. And we got Arsenio Hall. I mean Alonzo Hall. All right, what's up? What's going
Hip,
on,
hip,
fellas?
hip.
Black Torch, why you don't never turn your camera off? Man? You can turn your camera off, man. That always look weird when that black box. It's like we know somebody talking if we see the circle
Hey,
pulsating.
hey, that's my trademark, man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like who's talking? Where that voice coming from? You gotta you
Uh,
gotta you gotta fix that. But anyway.
all right, here it is. I'll put it
Yes,
on.
look at you. You got the coolest icon avatar picture. You got the
Yeah,
best.
but you know,
You got the best avatar in the business, and you ain't even showing it off, man. What's up with that?
you know. Anyway, I just wanted to Lionel knows I always go to his page and we
Yeah.
always talk. So I just wanted to give more information on the differences between the coins because there's Bitcoin is basically just a stored value, but you know Ethereum, it has a whole bunch of different things you can do, like smart contracts and things like that. There's Ethereum and Cardano. They do store, and for just payments, it's what is the Stellar and XRP. So there's other things you can do. So you know, I just wanted to tell people like, do your homework, go to these things, read these things, go to like Coin Market Cap and all these other things, and they'll have free videos for you to actually learn what the coins are, and they actually give you some coins free for just going to learn some things about it. So that's all. Just wanted to help everybody make some cash there.
Right
And
on. And then yeah,
Yeah.
real quick, yeah, I gotta fall back for a second. So I mean, we got a panel up, so just shoot your questions to Lynell or your comments in his direction. He's the host when I mute up and fall back for a second. But shout out to Captain Sicko says how you get Bitcoin, where you go. That's a okay. We all questions, no question too basic. So,
also,
so shout out to hold on real quick. Let me read these super chats before I have to fall back for a second. Darth Low IQ in the building says, "What's Lionel's opinion on the value of the U.S. dollar and quantitative easing?"
now, yeah, quantitative
Hold,
easing.
hold that thought in your head. But also, last but not least, Solomon Jones channel. That sounds like Solo TV 84 in the building. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Okay. He says the last brother the show receives got his crypto stolen. He ain't never do since. People gotta understand privacy. Shout out to Solo TV 84 in the building. Got to send that brother an email. We got to get the wires got crossed when we was trying to get a one-on-one going. So we got to definitely get that rescheduled and reset up. And my main man, Male Enlightenment TV, I call him Crypto Jesus in the build. I mean, not Crypto Jesus, Crypto Moses, trying to lead brothers to the promised land. He in the building. He says it's never too late to invest in crypto, XRP, XLM, NEM, BAT, Funfair, Zell. See, he throwing out coins I don't even recognize. He said VChain, TRX, etc. All under 50 cents. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about right there. Get on them little 50-cent ones. But I still say put some money on that Bitcoin because put some on that Bitcoin, but don't neglect those little small ones. He said Bitcoin is going to 500,000. That's what the Winklevi predicted, and Ethereum is going to 78,000. Get in the game. Hashtag crypto gang. Shout out to Mel Enlightenment TV. Appreciate you. All right, go ahead. You can finish your point, Black Torch, and after that, we
Also, I
swinging
was
it to fantastic. But I got to mute up for a second, fellas. So go ahead, y'all got it.
I was going to tell them there's a bunch of ETFs now that have crypto coins, so you don't have to get a wallet. You won't physically own the coin, but you can get the ETFs. So um, so look up. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I want you to do some work. So you can look it up. Just type in crypto index funds, and you should find them. That's it.
Yeah, he covered that right before, like within the last 10 minutes. Pretty much
Okay.
buying what's the name through the stock market. Pretty much, yeah, he covered it. But either way, hey, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Lynell, bro. Hey, appreciate you for giving the context, man. And again, that's the biggest thing. This is math. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a financial guy. I'm not claiming to be no expert or whatever. But this is what I'm telling you. The lower coins, and shout out to he got Melvin Lyman TV's thing still up. When he say he made it 30,000, I don't know if he said Bernard said he said make the 30,000 off of Funfair or whatnot, what have you. But the whole thing about the coins, man, is you got to remember this is just like the stock market. It's the same principle. It's just a different name. You know what I'm saying? So the more actual coins or actual stocks you have, the more money you're going to make. And the whole thing, I'm just trying to let you guys know that if you got 10 G's, 10 racks to drop, you dropping those 10 racks on um uh Bitcoin, you're getting a fraction of a Bitcoin. So it's not the same as when you're getting something where, like, say, you bought a dollar or even Ethereum, it'd be a better option, way better option than Bitcoin, because now you took that 10 racks and you got what it said, what 1.3. So you have six Ethereums versus a fraction of the Bitcoin. So in theory, if what's the name goes up to um uh the 78,000, whatever they're saying, you're going to make more money off of
Yep.
Ethereum because you have several things. So I think this is what my bad, Lionel. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, I was agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
No, you should. I just want to make sure I want to overtalk you. So this is my biggest thing too, man. And I understand. That's why I shout out to the brothers. I'm not what's the name. Bitcoin is the thing, but Bitcoin is the pusher. So this is the best thing about it for you too. What he's trying to tell you. If you buy one of these smaller coins, bro, and you take that 10 racks, right, and let's say the whole XRP thing, because my and Lionel, can you go over stop losses, because that's the hardest thing I'm trying to do, especially like through Coinbase. If you put like trying to find out how to set up a fucking stop loss. If you can set up the stop loss, you good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But
Yeah.
can you go over that?
Yeah. So I would say stop losses are easier to put on Binance.us than it is Coinbase. Um, because you can actually, well, Coinbase with stop losses, I don't see stop losses as much on Coinbase. And what a stop loss is, let's say you buy XRP at 25 cent and if it goes to 22 cent, you want the exchange to sell it. That's what a stop loss is. It'll sell it for you. And I see stop loss being easier to put on Binance.us than it is on Coinbase.com. And in terms of what you're saying, putting 10,000, and that's a big round number, on other coins instead of Bitcoin, it's easier for Ethereum to double in price and quicker to double in price than Bitcoin to double in price. Bitcoin sitting at $40,000. Obviously, it'll have to go to $80,000 for you it double in price. But it's easier for Ethereum to double, triple, quadruple in price from 1,300 to $5,000 than it is to Bitcoin. And also with XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, it's easy for Cardano to go to 62 cents from 31 cent than Bitcoin to go to 40,000 or 80,000 from 40,000. And you're just speaking on the bigger return on investment. You and Oheen, you are just speaking on the bigger return on investment, and that's fine. That's fine. And I'm just adding on, just since Ethereum and Bitcoin it takes up much more of the market cap. Just sprinkle some change onto those. It's fine to get a bigger return, but just make sure Bitcoin is bringing everybody to the party. Bitcoin is bringing all the institutions to the party. So it's good to just have a horse in that race. Also, with all these other cryptocurrencies, such Ohane just talked about, XRP, XLM, NIM, BAT, Funfair, Zilliqa, VChain, Tron. That's fine because you can get a bigger rate of return on those compared to a Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Good.
man. Lionel saved me some damn money, man. I broke up to him with what's the name? I lost like half my thing because I'm going through Coinbase and what's the name was up to like 60 some cents. And I wake up the next morning because of the SEC announcement and the shit's down like 22 cents, bro. And because like you said, Coinbase don't have the stop loss. man, I was like, God damn. So I went ahead and, got out everything I could at the time. But the biggest thing now is trying to find another source that will actually support XRP because everybody else is delisting it. So that's
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
yeah. Uphold said they're not. They're Uphold. I think Uphold.com, Kraken.com still hold coin. Bitrue. I think you were like Bitrue because Bitrue's interface is like Binance.us, and Bitrue's website is tailored to XRP. They're XRP centric on there. So Bitrue. And if you go to these markets like Live Coin Watch and Coin Market Cap, these market watchers, they'll tell you where to buy XRP, where you can still purchase XRP at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
true. Be
Good
true.
afternoon, gentlemen. So real quick, Lynell, I want to ask a couple quick questions. I had a phone call, so I don't know if you answered it. I asked it in the chat.
Shoot.
With I'll say crypto, not specifically BTC, but with crypto, is one able to trade on a margin account at all?
Yeah. I think Binance US has margin. Um, what was BitMEX? Okay, so you understand margin, you understand you can lose your money as much as you make money, right?
I'm an advisor, so
Okay,
yeah.
okay, cool. Because some people don't know that, and they go like BitMEX, they allow 100x margin, and a lot of people go to these things and they go in 100x and they get liquidated fast. So, I just want to ask that. But yeah, BitMEX is one of the major sources or major exchanges that allow margin trading. I want to say Binance allows it, but I would have to ask Binance. I'll have to shoot them an email to see if Binance.us, which is the Binance that allow U.S. residents to trade crypto, if they allow margin trading on there. I'm sure there's a few more that allow margin trading.
Thank you for that. And then secondly, again, as I mentioned, I'm an advisor, worked at 11 Broadway, Brass Bull, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
So as an advisor, a lot of us are kind of bearish on crypto. However, you're familiar with Blue Ocean Wealth Solutions Group LLC, which is basically Mass Mutual, just bought 100 million
Yeah.
worth of coin. So that opened my eyes and a bunch of guys that, work with me. And we was like, holy smokes. So now we have clients who are so where can an advisor like myself go to kind of, besides your page, because I do watch your page and listen to you be going 24/7, um, to learn, because I now have to go advise. Like I just rolled over somebody from Morgan Stanley's 401k. And now she's like, well, you just rolled over this $200,000, but I think I'm going to take 100,000 of that and put it in crypto. What do you think? And I don't quite know. I've stayed away from crypto. So where can I go to kind of learn maybe some more ins and outs? I used to go to Kaplan for everything, but Kaplan doesn't teach us about crypto.
So you just want to learn what crypto is. You just want to have, well, let me rephrase it. You want a basic understanding, so when people ask you about crypto, you can explain it to them in a coherent manner.
Yes.
Right. So I would say go to Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph is, just a news source where you can read about the news that's coming out on crypto. But on Cointelegraph.com, it's like a yellow strip at the top where they got drop down menus, and one of the drop down menus is Cryptopedia, and you click on that. It say explain Bitcoin 101, Ethereum 101, Ripple 101, ICO 101, Lightning Network, Bitcoin Cash. And what you can also do is on their site, all further to the right on that. Actually, you know what? If you go all the way down to the bottom of Cointelegraph.com, there's a section under Cryptopedia, it says explained. It's above Bitcoin 101 and so forth and so forth. And they have all these articles titled Explained. And they go into, well, what is ETH2 staking? What is crypto cross-border payments, transaction fees? And it's these nice articles that explain to you what's DeFi yield farming, what's DeFi oracles. So what's mapping on the blockchain explained. It's all these explained articles that give you a that'll answer your questions as to what this is. And another source of publication that I like, and I label this source of publication the Wall Street Journal, or the Wall Street Journal of the crypto space, is coindesk.com. They have much more balanced articles in terms of crypto, and I'll go to them. I'll source the articles that I read on my page on my channel from CoinDesk.com, and they go over what's happening in the crypto space. But those two sources, Cointelegraph Explained articles and CoinDesk, they have good balanced articles, in my opinion.
All right.
Thank
We
you.
got, yeah, no doubt. Real talk, real people in the building. Go ahead, man. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Perfection, perfection. Thank you, panel. Thank you. Just a question, two actually. The first one is in regards to XRP. I've held a position for about 3 years now, maybe 4, 2017. And, with everything that's going on with the SEC, I just wanted to get your opinion on, is XRP worth holding still? Am I getting cold feet? Should I be throwing in it to XLM? I know you're not a financial advisor, but just wanted to get your expert opinion on that.
Yeah, with XRP, yeah, it's understood that people are getting cold feet because of what's going on with the SEC. It's a lawsuit going on. They're suing XRP because they've been selling the unregistered security for years. So yeah, as an investor, any investor in the stock world, bond, treasuries, they're going to get cold feet. What you can do, and just much from a logical standpoint, you can just follow what the lawsuit is, the 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 path the lawsuit is going, because you don't want to get in and then XRP goes down. It's logical. Nobody want to lose money. You don't want to get in and XRP goes down some more. Short of becoming a technical analysis person and looking at the chart and charting XRP and making sure it don't leave you when it does, if it goes up to X amount and you kicking yourself in the back because you missed out. From a fundamental standpoint, I would say just follow and keep abreast on what's going on in terms of this lawsuit. Because what if XRP goes down to 20 cent, 15 cent, 10 cent because of what's going on in this lawsuit? Now I know there's going to be a pre-trial hearing in February, sometime in February. And of course, as the date comes, as that month gets closer, I'll be talking about it on my channel. I'll probably put something on the community post on my channel to keep everybody abreast on what's going on with this Ripple SEC, because I know a lot of people are investing in Ripple. So I'll start putting news about that on my community tab. And I got a Discord channel, so I'll start putting news about posting articles, linking to articles about what's going on with the XRP Ripple SEC, what's going on with that, to keep everybody abreast. Because people don't want to get in, keep jumping in and out, trying to get in, and this lawsuit going on. So that's what I'll do. I'll start linking articles on my Discord to uh, the what's going on with the XRP and the SEC. And for those who want the Discord link, I put it on my channel front page and on the top right, and I link it all the time in my videos, pinned to the first comment section of my videos. So that's what I'll start doing.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I'll definitely make sure I'll subscribe. My second question was, I did get in. I've been watching Bernard's shows lately, and I threw a little bit at it, and yes, I have seen the growth. No need to, show them the Coinbase or nothing. The receipts are there; they prove themselves. Um, would you suggest investing in, derivatives like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, stuff like that, or do you think it's probably best to just stick with the big boys and then go try to invest in, shoring up the XLM, XRP, the VeChain, stuff like that? What are your thoughts on that?
So the derivatives of Bitcoin, such as Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV and all them other ones you talking about
Yeah,
those?
Ethereum Classic, stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay. So, I know you're talking about the derivatives of the main coins.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry, maybe I didn't use the right terminology. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. So me personally, I wouldn't touch Bitcoin SV because a while ago there was an article that came out that said the a bunch of the transactions that was on Bitcoin SV came from one place and it came from a weather app. It's just a bunch of stuff around that. It's too much drama going on around BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. That is. Um, People do invest in Bitcoin Cash. It does has if you're looking at it in terms of a profit, then people would invest in a Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum Classic, there's a story behind that. It split off because of something that happened with the DAO. Then it split off into two blockchains. That's the very short version of that. But Ethereum Classic has suffered numerous 51% attacks. So me personally, I wouldn't go with Ethereum Classic because it it's having trouble with their blockchain. So there's other derivatives to Bitcoin, such as Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin God. It's me personally, if you just want that return on investment, then when Bitcoin goes up, of course it's going to raise all boats. But I wouldn't stay in it for the long term, to be honest. I would get in it, pick a price target that I want it to go to, and don't be like, I want Bitcoin Gold to go from 15 to $1,000. You kind of have to be reasonable with it,
Right.
and
Right.
then get out. But I would shoot mainly for the current established ones and sprinkle a little bit more in other ones, just to make sure that you have a good balanced portfolio, as they would say.
Okay. Okay. That's excellent advice. And one last question, if I could. One last.
Shoot.
Your top five altcoins.
I
If
can't
you,
I can't I can't say that because if I say that the stature I hold right now,
okay.
if I say then people will be invested in it, and if it don't turns out right, people will be blaming me. So I can't say that. It's kind of like it's like a fiduciary. At this point, I'm a fiduciary, quote unquote
Gotcha.
fiduciary, and I can't say that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. And now I'm going to subscribe. Bernard already subscribed. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Appreciate you. That was interesting. You said a fiduciary. I don't know exactly what that is. What's the actual working definition of fiduciary?
So with a person you would go to, a financial advisor, a lot of times they're trying to sell you something. A lot of these financial advisors we're working with Fidelity or a brokerage company, and these brokerage companies have packages, packages that they want their investment advisors to sell people. So they'll be pushing an investment in a package from a company that they want their clients to buy because they get a commission on it. So I'm not getting a commission. Well, I'm not saying that I'm not telling someone what to invest in because I'm not getting commission. What I'm trying to say is a fiduciary has um, an obligation to give a person, their client who come to them for investment advice, a balanced view of the investment space. They're not trying to sell them a package. They're not trying to sell them something that they went in partnership with the brokerage company to say, well, I'll sell this package to my customers. They're giving them a balanced view of the space. So I'm like a fiduciary, the crypto fiduciary of the manosphere, where I'm here to tell you, well, the cryptocurrency news and insights, and give you a balanced view of the crypto space for you then to take that information to then help you along the way in your decisions. So if I were to say, well, man, I like Tether, people put all their money in the Tether thinking it'll go up to $5. Well, Tether's never going to go up to $5 because Tether is a stable coin. So that's why I say I'm a crypto fiduciary.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. You just don't want to throw something out there and you have a entire army of people online coming at your throat because you you
Yeah.
threw something out there that they all lost a little money on.
Hmm.
That is a risk you take. But I know Oheen. Well, he didn't. Oheen, he do the same thing. He don't specifically tell you what to invest in. But when he threw out all those different coins in that super chat, yeah, I would. If you hear Oheen talking about them, those are ones that are probably worth keeping an eye on too. So there's that. Let's see. You got anything else you want to anything else in particular you want to put out there before we wrap this bad boy up? Anything else you feel the brothers need to know?
I think we discussed everything on terms of a opening standpoint. If we go any further, people eyes can get glossed over. So if you have guys, brothers coming to you with any more questions in terms of crypto, I'll be glad to come back on once again. I appreciate you, Bernard Riley, for having me on your show. I really appreciate you doing a great job. You the Manosphere morning show. Dollar Will hooked me on to you. Hey, you doing a good job. Um, like I say on my channel, I do strictly cryptocurrency news and insights where I go over it's in podcast format, 25 to 35 minutes long. It depends on how many articles I discuss, but I tend to discuss only 5 or 6 of the most uh, freshest, pertinent articles that's going on in the cryptocurrency space to keep you all abreast of what's going on.
All right, there it is. Moderators, if you can, if you I hope you look, we about to get off here, so be quick with your trigger. Drop his link in the chat one last time, so anybody listening right now who came late to the party want to go subscribe to get all the crypto news and knowledge. Make sure you can go over there and check him out. Hoping moderators can move fast and be quick with the trigger. Get that link in there one more time. But man, so I'd like to thank you for coming on up, Lynell. This was a weird show for me. Like I said, my computer crashed in the middle of the night. I almost canceled, but I got up and said we just gonna wing it. We just gonna wing it on my cell phone and see how it turned out. And it turned out all right. So
Yeah, it did.
so this worked out. This worked out. I didn't think it was gonna work out. I don't even know how to do StreamYards on a cell phone, but I figured it out on the fly. So it definitely worked out. Thanks, Real Talk, Real People came through with a super chat at the buzzard. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody who came through, who liked the stream, who hit the super chat, who hit the like button, who shared, whatever. You've contributed to the stream in any way, shape, or form. You're one of the people that made it possible. So I'd like to thank everybody who's involved in this in any way, shape, or form. And I appreciate all of y'all. Enjoy your Sunday. Go and watch some football. Can't wait. I'm ready to watch the Ravens because I'm a little prejudiced when it comes to football. I only root for black quarterbacks. So I'm ready to see I'm ready to see Lamar Jackson do his thing at 1 p.m. gotta root for my black scrambling out of the pocket quarterbacks. I love them. I love them. Love the game. But I'm about to go find me something to eat and get ready to watch that. So man, enjoy y'all Sunday. I should be back Monday with a new laptop. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But all right, y'all. Peace. We out of here.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
Yep.